the different ways that you can present things through this medium is absolutely fantastic. And I think that it is just gorgeous. Hey guys, welcome back to Candid Cinema. I'm Amanda, otherwise known as AMX NDA Reviews on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. Today I will be reviewing the new Henry Selick film, Wendell and Wild, which is also co-written by Jordan Peele, and it is a Monkey Paw production. This was also at TIFF. Unfortunately, I couldn't fit it into my schedule at the festival, but I was able to watch it. And I have to say that the animation is absolutely stunning. It's beautiful. The stop motion, the colors, the different ways that you can present things through this medium is absolutely fantastic. And I think that it is just gorgeous. A beautiful addition to the Netflix library. It's a bit spooky. It deals with the underworld and demons and all of that. So I think that it does work for the time that it was released. However, the issue with this movie is that the lead character, who is named Kat, okay, she gets really lost in the mix of everything. And at the very beginning of this film, I knew that I was going to have a difficult time with it because I feel like her story was just cut a little short. And I know I am in the minority because this film has, I think, about like an 80% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I'm in the minority with this, but I don't think that this script specifically serviced its lead character that well, because Kat lost her parents in a car accident at the very beginning of this, and she was very young when this happened, and of course that level of trauma affects anyone differently. It makes an impact. She was lost without her parents at that young age, and she had to live without them for a very long time. And she has this, this tough exterior. She doesn't really trust anybody, and she is someone who wants to do everything for herself. And you kind of admire that about her, especially after everything that she went through. But her story is cut so short at the very beginning that you lose that connection to her. And I lost that connection to her, unfortunately. It didn't stick with me. So you have her journey becoming, like a young adult, a teenager. She ends up going to, to the school, and there are nuns teaching at the school. It's, priests teaching at the school. She has like amazing green hair. She listens to like these punk rock bands. And I just love that about her. That's like one of the things, that she is uniquely her. She's tough, and she's going to get things done her own way. She snoops around the school as well, and I thought that was, that was fun. But while that's happening, you're dealing with the underworld. You're dealing with Wendell and Wild, who obviously is voiced by the wonderful Jordan Peele and Keegan-Michael Key. I love them both together. Their banter was great. The voice acting is the fact that, like you watch Toy Story 4 and you heard Ducky and Bunny, but it's the two of them bantering together, and I thought that was really cool. The character designs for the both of them, fantastic. The dream fair in the underworld, I thought that was really strong too. And it was just unique, especially with stop motion. It felt so realistic in that world. And I think, again, the animation was great. But then you have the storyline of Wendell and Wild wanting to come to the land of the living. So we have that. And then the direct link for the land of the living to Kat is the fact that she has become a Hell Maiden. And with a Hell Maiden, she has the ability and the power to bring Wendell and Wild back into that life. So as that is happening, there's also another story where it's dealing with a plant being closed. These corporate people, these corporate workers want to build a prison and level a certain area in order to build it. And then there's a run-in with the school and the priest, and knowing things about the lawyers that kind of unravels. That entire plot line was a bit messy for me. And while all that's happening, it doesn't really mesh whatsoever. But then Kat gets lost in all of this because we want to connect with her. The emotional storyline, the emotional connection to this character is through the fact that she had lost her parents, and she's trying to move past that. She's trying to work through her own demons, which are Wendell and Wild. So they manifest into these characters for her that she latches onto, and that kind of takes control of her mind. And we all know that. We all understand that. We're all held back by something. Something is always clouding our mind. It's hard to kind of break through that at times, but it becomes tangible. It becomes real for her. And you can only do that through the power of animation. So yeah, sure, the storyline's a bit generic when it comes to that, but then they try to do something so flashy in regards to the fact that they want to show that it's not the demons that we have in our head, in our past. There's also like evil, and there's also monsters in the real world that have, taken over or plan on taking over, and they don't care about the little people. They don't care about, smaller companies and towns and all of that. And it gets completely lost because there's so much happening, and you don't really understand why the plot line with that corporate section is here when you could have just had a baseline story about a young girl trying to not blame herself for her parents' death and trying to move forward. Doesn't work that way. And I don't like that the fact that her storyline's really just cast aside and it's jumbled in this entire mess. So you don't get that connection to her, unfortunately. And I really wanted that. I really like Kat as a character, and I thought Lyric Ross did a wonderful job voicing her as well. Angela Bassett was voicing with Sister Helly in this, who is also a Hell Maiden that we find out in this movie. And, there's that bond there between the two of them. The lovely Ving Rhames is in this as well. The cast is fantastic. However, the storyline is just way too jumbled. And it's like there was an extra layer added that did not need to be there. Could have been integrated in a different way to tie into Kat's story. I just think that she got lost in all of this. So the animation may be stunning. I think, Henry Selick is very talented, don't get me wrong. I just think that the story needed a bit more work, a little bit more trimming, just to get to the heart, which is her. We needed a heart to this story. There wasn't a heartbeat, unfortunately, because her storyline was cut short, So I hate saying this because I absolutely love Jordan Peele, and I love animation so much, especially when it deals with like such adult themes and important social issues that need to be addressed, like mental health. And I think that this could have been something really strong for me. I just couldn't connect with the characters, unfortunately. So I gave Wendell and Wild a 2.5 out of 5. I know, I'm so sorry. Please let me know what your favorite animated horror film is, because there are so many out there, and I would need some recommendations, so drop that in the comments below. If you guys enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. You can always follow me over at AMXND Reviews on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. I'll catch you guys next time. Keep watching movies.